Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I want to thank you all for joining us today from around the world for our continuation of our ICSB webinars here. We are so delighted to be here today to introduce our newest KHub. So we are just delighted to have you all join us here with our newest KHub from around the world. This is an exciting time. It's 2022. The world is going through another pandemic, and yet we are resilient, and we are all excited to be here, and we are all hopeful for an exciting event. So today I would like to officially recognize and introduce and congratulate the Small and Medium Business Development Agency, SMBDA, of the Republic of Azerbaijan for being our newest knowledge hub. The Small and Medium Business Development Agency of the Republic of Azerbaijan was created as a legal entity under the Ministry of Economy and the Republic of Azerbaijan in order to support and develop small and medium enterprises in the country, and in order to support and develop small and medium enterprises by implementing all possible government and, more importantly, non-government instruments to fuel the rate of development of entrepreneurship in the country, thereby to ensure sustainable economic progress and national economy. This is just absolutely fantastic here that we are doing this here. Let me first ask them all to introduce themselves so we know everybody here. But let me first recognize Mr. Okran Mamadov. Thank you for joining us today. It's wonderful to have you here. The floor is yours to welcome everybody.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tarabishi. Dear participants, dear friends, firstly, on behalf of Small and Medium Business Development Agency of the Republic of Azerbaijan, please accept my sincere gratitude for accepting our agency to the ICSB Knowledge Hub. Of course, we are very happy to be part of ICSB family, and it's a great pleasure to introduce our agency to the wider network and identify areas for our future cooperation with your organization. Our agency cooperates with various international organizations in order to study best practices in the field of supporting small and medium businesses. With the accession to the ICSB hub, it will be possible to share and exchange experiences with our new international partners in order to accelerate the development of SMEs. My colleague will provide more information about our activities later on, but to give you a brief overview, our agency has been established in the year 2017 with a view of promoting entrepreneurship in our country. We have identified enabling environment, access to finance knowledge, markets, G2B and B2B services as pillars for SME development, and are implementing a number of tailored support mechanisms in these directions. Both local businesses as well as foreign business people who have established operation in Azerbaijan can benefit from our services. We work on providing related infrastructure to deliver high quality services to SMEs. We have established a one-stop shop offering G2B and B2B services in a single space. We are currently developing the eSME House platform to offer these services digitally in a non-stop shop format. Our agency operates a network of SME development centers, 21 in total across the country, which offer training, consultancy and incubation services, all free of charge. In terms of infrastructure, we operate a wide network of SME friends covering 29 regions of the country. These are special envoys that ensure direct communication with SMEs around the country. I would also like to highlight the special attention being paid to current issues and trend. One such direction is the support for innovation. Since last year, the agency has already issued 32 startup certificates, which offer tax incentives to businesses that are in early stage of their development journey. Sorry. Supporting entrepreneurship among women youth, and the disabled is also an important part of our agenda. For example, we have introduced tailored mechanisms to support women employment and entrepreneurship in the regions. This includes specialized trainings to equip them with the skills, as well as with the necessary resources to operate their own businesses. During the last year, more than 9,000 women have benefited from our programs. In this and other directions, we have established close ties with the international organizations and institutions. We work together on delivering programs to enhance the role of SMEs in the economy. This includes sector and team-specific trainings and capacity-building programs, including learning from international best practices by going on study visits. We are also active on international arena and actively participate in international events that are focused on supporting SME and bringing them closer together. We are also organize these types of events ourselves, which bring together government and business representatives. For example, in October of last year, we have organized an investment forum, which brought together startups and investors from more than 20 countries. With Knowledge Hub being a platform for new knowledge, innovation and networking, we would like to enhance our cooperation geography to establish close connection with related institutions, organizations, and firms to conduct experience exchange on the best practices of SME support and combine our efforts in bringing businesses together. For this reason, we are also willing to attend ICSB World Congress with local entrepreneurs. All those interested about business environment and opportunities in Azerbaijan can approach our agency, and we can work on identifying formats of cooperation, including organizing study visits to our country to see them in the first hand. We're also ready to cooperate on creating a favorable environment for startups, focusing on enhancing their access to a wider network of investors using the ICSB platform. Furthermore, we would like to propose the organization of future ICSB events in our country as well. Thank you for your attention.
And thank you very much, Mr. Akram. This has been a wonderful introduction to the Knowledge Hub here. And let me ask you a question first. How was your New Year? How are you doing in your New Year? How are you doing in your New Year? Are you doing well?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, for now, we are doing well. Thank you very much.
How is Azerbaijan doing? Can you give us an overview of the country with the pandemic? What's going on? Can you give us a general overview of what's happening?
Azerbaijan is quite good with pandemic. We have about 70% of our population vaccinated. Now they're starting already the booster dose, and we have enough spaces in our hospitals, and everything is open, everything is work, and our entrepreneurs, our business communities, they are already starting to reopen, of course, in the beginning of the last year, and for now everything is good and everything is operating.
This is excellent news. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. This is just wonderful to hear about the dynamism and the resiliency of Azerbaijan to combat the pandemic and to get businesses going again. Let me move forward and ask either Mr. Rofat or Amir to give us more details about your organization and the activities you do. Who will speak next?
Hello. I'll do a little presentation regarding our activities.
Mr. Amir, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for your presentation. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'll share my screen. So first of all, let me just first of all, I would like to thank for the opportunity to provide an overview about our agency and to talk about the support that's being provided to SMEs in Azerbaijan, as well as potential areas for cooperation. As you're well aware, SMEs play an exceptional role in the economy of every country, and creation of favorable environment for their activities is one of the priorities of the economic agenda of the modern states. Our agency is also taking consistent steps to support SMEs and strengthen their capacity. Looking at the prospects of the SME sector in Azerbaijan, as of the first half of 2021, the latest that we have available at the moment, the share of SMEs as a percentage of total entities in Azerbaijan has been 99.6%. So the majority of the businesses are SMEs. And on this slide, you can actually see this distribution of the SMEs by industry, with the dominant industry being the trade industry. Following on, looking at the strategic structure of our agency, the chairman has already talked about our activity directions, such as enabling environment, access to knowledge, skills, innovation, financial resources, markets, G2B and B2B services. I just wanted to also mention that given the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have included issues such as digitalization and green economy as important parts of our strategic agenda. So the agency regularly takes measures to further improve the efficiency of the business and the investment climate in Azerbaijan and its position in the international rankings. So in the latest report of the SME Policy Index conducted by the OECD, our position has actually improved in 9 of the 12 criteria. And this has been as a direct result of the measures and coordination work that has been carried out by the agency. Looking at the infrastructure that we offer as an agency, so the SME Friends Network has been created and is expanding throughout the country. It's implementing strategic initiative of the state being the best partner for entrepreneurs. So currently the network operates in 29 cities of Azerbaijan with 32 offices around the country. Their role is to be an effective mechanism in terms of protecting the rights of entrepreneurs, educating them, identifying investment initiatives, and they can also serve as a useful tool for identifying local business partners for international businessmen and investors. To provide entrepreneurs with transparent, efficient services in one space, we have created SME houses, which are one-stop shops offering a mixture of G2B and B2B services. Looking at some of the statistics for the past year, the two houses provide more than 300 services in total, both G2B and B2B combined. And since their establishment, we have offered more than total of 45,000 services. And the level of satisfaction has been around 98%. We're very proud of. Another important mechanism, and that's part of our infrastructure, are the SME development centers. In total, there are currently 21 centers around the country. So what they do is they meet the training needs of entrepreneurs. They provide various business consulting and the business plan development services. All of these services are provided free of charge. And just to show you some of the statistics, so the trainings and the services offered by these centers are outsourced to business service providers. And during the last year, we delivered more than 1,600 trainings to more than 20,000 SMEs and startups. In total, more than 15,000 of consulting services have been provided. We supported the creation of new entities and supported their access to finance and other resources. Furthermore, we have actual support mechanisms which we coordinate and provide. These include, as have been mentioned already, startup certificates, providing tax exemptions, grants for internal market research needs, grants for education, science, research, and projects supporting SMEs, as well as we facilitate access to access and promotion of entrepreneurs' products in large retail chains in our country. We also support the participation of SMEs in various exhibitions and fairs. So as part of the support, entrepreneurs expand their sales opportunities and establish new business relationships by introducing their products and services to a wider international audience. So we organize these demonstrations both locally and abroad. In order to expand sales opportunities for SMEs, we also launched an online e-commerce platform. Currently, it offers around 700 products, and we're looking to increase that number further. So the portal provides entrepreneurs with a simple registration process. It allows them to obtain necessary information about their sales, and the users can use the single payment system to deliver and to get their services. Close ties are being established with foreign partners to create new opportunities for the business sector. As I've been mentioned, we cooperate with international institutions. We have a large number of partners around the globe. And we also organize international scale events. So the two that have been highlighted are the Azerbaijan Investment and Culture Summit and the International Business Forum. These events have brought together entrepreneurs and government officials from around the globe. It allowed them to, it provided a platform for cooperation, identifying new business opportunities and discussions to take their ideas further. In terms of what we can offer going forward, as I've mentioned already, we can conduct experience exchanges between relevant institutions that are also members of the ICSB. We can share our own experiences, our success stories. We can work on organization of joint events, implementation of joint projects, focusing on the SME sector, so for their development, for their benefit. Things like business missions, SMEs going abroad, coming to Azerbaijan, all of these can be facilitated with our support. In the end, I would like to thank you for your attention.
Amir, this is an exceptional presentation. Congratulations on all the work you all have been doing here. And I want to ask some questions here on this. You keep mentioning all these services. Can you explain to us a little bit the metrics of evaluation? How do you measure impact on the activities that you do for the SMEs and the entrepreneurs, aside from just the number of people completing the program? What other metrics are available for you to measure?
It's important for us to follow up so on the service that have been delivered to the SMEs entrepreneurs. So we don't want them just to attend the training. We want to see what has been the actual benefit of the trainings that have been offered to them, how it has impacted their business activity. So we regularly follow up with them to see, to identify what we've done right, to see how we can also further develop our services, our successes, to focus on their future development. And we don't just see, we offer them services, but we don't just leave it at that. We always are in close contact with them to see if they need something else, if they have any new opportunities, and how else can we support them.
Excellent, excellent, exceptional answer. And this is the follow-up is key here. Let me ask, maybe if I can ask Mr. Okran a couple of questions to facilitate more discussion. Mr. Okran, as the leader and as the chair moving this forward, you are building a special ecosystem in Azerbaijan, right? What are the pillars that you use to build this ecosystem with all the tools available to you?
Of course, firstly, like a government entity, we need we work for entrepreneurs, and we need to trust organize this. They need to trust in us, because it's first thing of what we can do for them, how we can protect them, if they of course have problems. And for the starting, from the first day we're starting our work, we work for this first of all, for our reputation, because, and I think for this 4 years we can make this, and we operate firstly for business community, for entrepreneurs, and of course we have tools for being a leader in this case, from behind the other government entities. Of course we have financial tools, we have government tools, we have organizational structures that can work for businesses. And before creating of our agency, they didn't have something like this. And I think these pillars and this structural organization help us to make good communication with these people, and to create trust.
Yeah, trust is very, very critical here. And I think I might ask Mr. Amir or Rofat to explain a little bit, to explain to us here. In ICSB, we have 4 pillars that distinguish ICSB, which is the researchers, people that do research at universities, the educators from high school to middle school to all the way to college, which is the academic world, right? Then we have the practitioners, the businesses, the small businesses that you all represent, and then also the policymakers, which are either quasi-government or government related, that are members. Explain to me a little bit, or elaborate, what is your role in terms of supporting and working with the education sector, including universities and schools and high schools?
If I may answer to this question. So just to start with, our agency is working closely not only with entrepreneurs in public-private dialogue format or platform, but always is engaged in close communication with both government authorities, with NGOs, and with educational institutions, with higher education, schools. From the milestones of our activities, we were closely engaged in joint programs and action plans with a number of universities in Baku. And still now, this process is going on. And just if we are talking about the exact cases, there are a number of programs where we, with the universities, provide our entrepreneurs and those people who would like to increase their entrepreneurship mindset, with participation in some business incubators, which are within the universities, in some knowledge sharing programs, and in a number of cases, we also invite our entrepreneurs to make some speeches or some mentoring services to the young students or those young people who are willing to increase their entrepreneurship skills. And this process is going on still now. We are also looking forward to increase this capacities, and we hope that within the ICSB Knowledge Hub, we will find new solutions, tailored solutions to apply in our local educational system in concern with the entrepreneurs.
And this is just exceptional that you cast a wide net to collaborate with many people here. And I know we have a little bit more time here, but let me ask a very difficult question. And maybe I'll start with the chair, Mr. Okran, because it's the most difficult, and then we can go from there. A lot of things that ICSB has seen across many different countries is this high need for the country, for the governments within the countries, to showcase unicorns. Look at this company, how it became super successful, and this company is from this country. Or look at this country has 2 or 3 unicorns. Let me give you an example. In Australia, they have a couple of unicorns that start out, and then these unicorns leave Australia to come to the United States for a bigger market, bigger financial support. That's the mentality. Let's chase unicorns, okay? Because that's how they show success. It's an easy metric. We created 1, 2, 3, 30 unicorns. This is a trap, in our opinion, because building an ecosystem is not just about a unicorn. How do you manage the possibility and the incentives to create unicorns, which are great, but at the same time, building this dynamic ecosystem of small businesses entrepreneurs? It's a challenging question, but your insight will be appreciated.
Okay, thank you very much. I need 1 minute to Rufat. Rufat ترجمة لنا قصة. I need something to translate. Just 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Hər bir ölkədə hansısa bir belə deyək də uğurlu bir case var. O case üzrə ölkə deyə bilər ki, məsəl üçün bax mən kömək elədim ki, bu şirkət qabağa getsin, uğur qazansın. Və yaxud da əksinə, məsəl üçün hər hansı bir şirkət deyə bilər ki, məsəl üçün mən özüm burada hansısa bir uğur qazandım bu və ya digər sahədə. İndi sonunda sual o idi ki, siz Azərbaycanda necə düşünürsünüz? Hansısa bir belə bir şirkət yaratmaq üçün və yaxud da qurmaq üçün, yəni dövlətə ehtiyac daha çox duyulur, yoxsa şirkət onu özü eləyə bilər? Səhv başa düşürsünüz, belə olur. Bu belədir.
Okay, of course, from the, you know that Azerbaijan have his independence just for 30 years. And of course, you know that we used to be a part of USSR. And in USSR, there is, of course, big problem to have your own business, to start your own business, because it's not capitalist country, it's a communism country. And of course, when we have our independence, we became independent. First of all, we're starting to create our own economy, to create our own commerce. And of course, it's a good question. I think for now, after 30 years, I think we can say that we have a liberal market, we have free market, we have free economy. But of course, the participation of government in a business, participation of the government in the daily basis of businesses, it's huge for now, because we need to show the way for our people. We need to help them financially, of course, organizationally, structurally. But I think for the last 10 years, we can say that, of course, our market is free. And of course, for the last 10 years, the first tool and first vision for government, it's to make a participation of government in business to decrease this percentage. And for now, we can say that it's a limited percentage of participation of government in businesses. Of course, like in every country, we have some problems. And if you ask, it's good for you, of course. I think in our next meetings, we have our local entrepreneurs in our meetings like this, and it's good for you to ask them, because if I told you yes, everything is okay, I think it's good for you to hear from them. Okay, how is going in Azerbaijan? How is, for example, SMB agency helps you, and what's the participation of government? I think, for my view, like a chairman, of course, first of all, and like just a citizen of Azerbaijan, the participation of government in the daily basis is limited now. I think I can say this.
Yeah, this is just a wonderful answer, and it's a very logical and rational answer. So thank you very much. My last question, which we always ask, but we have to ask here, is you mentioned earlier that you had almost 11,000 women entrepreneurs being trained based on the notes that you have mentioned. Can Mr. Rofat, can you explain a little bit about some of the programs that are tailored to women entrepreneurs, and especially on access to finance, networking, and starting and running a business, please?
Okay, with pleasure.
Sorry, before Rufat told about women entrepreneurship, I want to say one thing, that for the last 5 years, the vision of the government, and from the beginning of our agency, our main vision is to increase, first of all, women entrepreneurship in Azerbaijan, youth entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship for disabled people and for veterans, because you know that in our history we have some conflicts with our neighbors. We have wars. For example, just the last war, which we have in the year 2020, just 1 year and a half ago. And we have so big community of veterans and a big community of disabled people because of the war. And for creating some good opportunities for them in business, we have good financial tools for disabled entrepreneurs, and we have good programs for them. And in this case, of course, regarding the women entrepreneurship, again, I need to go to the back before our independence, and before, of course, independence. First of all, because of we was a part of USSR, and because of we are Muslim country. Of course, participation of women in entrepreneurship was not in big, huge amount of now. If you take the number, but now we know the numbers, and for now, so many women they want to open their own business. They communicate with our agencies. They wanted to start their own businesses, and of course. In daily, for example, in this week, now it's Wednesday, on Monday and Tuesday, we have 2 events regarding women entrepreneurship in Azerbaijan. And I think there's a huge possibility, huge advantage here in Azerbaijan. And my colleague Rufat will explain you which programs exactly we have for women entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency Chairman. Dear Chairman, I think our chairman answered very detailedly. Just to add a few moments about the programs and how we help them. One issue is that we help to increase and develop the women entrepreneurship in 2 directions. It is individual within some programs and within the Business Association of Women Entrepreneurs. Started from the last one. They are they are members of our public council, which is under our agency, and this means that hundreds of individual women entrepreneurs can benefit from our services, can submit their proposals, their requests, and their addresses to our agency, which we consider and which we resolve within our mandate. This is for their problem-solving issue. As it comes to the individual entrepreneurs, to say that we are doing, or I may say that we are helping them in terms of training, capacity building, in terms of providing equipment, and this is not done only by ours, but within our cooperation with some international organizations as well. And if we talk about specific results, there are special trainings for those women, refugees and IDPs from our regions, from our liberated areas, for whom the trainings can be conducted, and afterwards we were witnessing that these women opened and started their own business. And these women now are official taxpayers in the country. These women are benefiting from some incentives from the tax code. These women are benefiting from some equipment which is provided for them, for sewing, for carpet weaving, for some preparing some dishes. So it starts from the little points and then comes to the bigger. And in terms of access to finance, the special point here is working with those women who are located in the rural areas, because this is that gap that should be filled, namely by agency, because before providing help to them, we understand they have very lack of information about how to conduct their financial activities. They are not aware about the government programs, about subsidies, about grants. So this is also very important, and we also always monitor the situation on the places through our SME Friends network, because these one-man offices within the older regions, they provide the opportunity to check which gaps are namely connected to this or that region. So, be brief this.
Now, this is a very comprehensive answer, and it just says we have to start from somewhere, and you all have started, and you're moving very fast. So we congratulate you on this, and it's very important. Let me start to end this session here by explaining a little bit of what is coming up in ICSB, and to officially invite you to all these activities on the webinar, but we'll also do it via email. Here, ICSB has a very active first 6 months of the year. And we will start first that we will send an official invitation for all of you to give us and invite us a woman entrepreneur leader to speak on March 8th, was the International UN Women Day. So we would welcome a speaker from women entrepreneurs from Azerbaijan to talk about women entrepreneurship for a UN event on March 8th that we will do globally here, and more information to come on that. And item number 2 is, I think you all are aware of this, but again, I'll explain it. And that is why we did this specifically, is that ICSB are the originators, the ones that have proposed to the United Nations to create an international name day called MSME Day, Micro and Small Medium Enterprises Day, Mr. Okran, to celebrate SMEs, support entrepreneurs, veterans, women, youth, everybody across the world to support it. And every year on June 27th, the United Nations and the world celebrates MSME Day. Hopefully this year, and we hope with the COVID settling down and the UN opening up, we will have an event at the United Nations on June 26th and 27th with our partners, Argentina and other countries as well. So we would welcome you personally and a delegation from Azerbaijan to come with us to the United Nations to talk about your activities in Azerbaijan. I think it's a great message for the world to see what you have done and what you have showcased and the work that you have done exceptionally well, and to not only to be celebrated, congratulated, but to learn from you as well, which is very important. Finally, after that, we have our ICSB World Congress, our signature World Congress, that will happen in Washington, D.C. on July 5 to 8, and that week in Washington, D.C., with our partners, George Washington University, and other organizations that will be joining us here, and we'll hopefully have an event at the U.S. Congress and other venues as well. But we would welcome you all with a delegation, but expanding this delegation to bring in business people, both men and women, to bring in students from the universities for our academy, to come in and to present your research, and to network with our ICSB family worldwide with our knowledge hubs. So we have a very busy 6 months, but we hope and we look forward to actually visiting you in your country, to be part of your activities, to engage with you shoulder to shoulder on this, and actually to work with you on various activities, events, trainings, and seminars that we do. The only time the world gets better is we all collaborate together. And that's the mission of ICSB, to be that platform. With that, I want to thank you all and congratulate you. And I want to give it back to Mr. Okran for the final message for the webinar. Mr. Okran.
Thank you very much, dear Ayman. Thank you for your invitation for such big and important events. I think we will participate after this day in all events, which will come from your side, of course, from your organization. And this is the reason that we joined your organization, because we want to be a part of this organization. We want to have good relationships with similar agencies from all over the world. And of course, your platform will give us a good opportunity for create this. And I think, yes, with a big wish, we will join these events. And of course, we will take with us our entrepreneurship, and we will have opportunities there to speak about Azerbaijan regarding our entrepreneurship development, economy development, and it will be a good opportunity for us and for our business community. And after this, of course, we will glad to invite you and your colleagues to Azerbaijan to see with your eyes, to see this development we have. And of course, I think it will be good both for us to have this kind of relationships. Thank you very much for all of you, for our participants, for our colleagues, and to our colleagues. I think this event will push our efforts to create good and strong relationships. Thank you very much for joining us and be with us.
Thank you very much. We want to thank Mr. Amir and Mr. Rufat for your presentation today and discussions. And now I hand it back to Sky to end the webinar. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye.